Hey everyone, it's the movie ads guy, aka Michael. I know it's been a while since I had an episode, and I know I missed a lot of important movie news. Of course, Avengers Endgame came out. There was tons of marketing material for a lot of movies that came out, like Star Wars. Um, Star Wars. There's another Child's Play trailer. I feel like I'm obsessing about Child's Play a little bit too much, but I gotta say, like, when it comes to like a small budget movie, I really feel like that's the movie that's doing it the best. Because since Disney is actually, building their way up to having a monopoly on, big blockbuster franchise movies, this is opening up a lot of opportunities for studios and production companies to make money doing counter programming, like how they had The Intruder come out the same day as Endgame. So we can get into that kind of stuff later. Two things I want to talk about today. First, I want to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. I know that that's the trailer. I think that got everybody worked up, and Paramount Pictures they they noticed that fans weren't really happy with what was going on, and they decided to give Sonic the Hedgehog a redesign, probably to make it closer to the source material, the same way Detective Pikachu did. And even the creators of Sonic are happy that because of fan outrage, um, they're pretty happy that this is happening. One thing I'll say is that from that trailer, I think the design of Sonic was the least of their worries. It could just be how the trailer was made, but right now it looks like a sloppy, put together movie trying to cash in on the fact that you can basically make a movie about anything nowadays and have it good, like Legos or Trolls. You can take any source material nowadays and make gold out of it. But that's only if you look at the source material on a surface level and don't delve deeper into what makes it special. Lego Movie, they worked because they delved deep into what made it special, which is that you can either follow the instructions or be completely free. This looks like it has absolutely no heart. It's very apparent from the trailer, especially. It's like they got the blueprint for a modern trailer and didn't bother to build anything on it. Um, Out of any song they could have chose, they chose "Gangster's Paradise." Yeah, this didn't feel like a real trailer. It felt like a parody trailer. It felt like a college humor parody of what a Sonic movie would look like. And speaking of college humor, they've had better movie trailers for stuff that wasn't even real, like Dora the Explorer, which is becoming real now, and Minecraft, and not Minecraft, what was it? Minesweeper, Daria with Aubrey Plaza, which actually should happen. So the fact that there was millions of dollars put into this, not just into the movie, but into making the trailer itself, probably, and they basically come out with something that looks like it was made for Machinima, which is now defunct. R.I.P. Machinima. Uh, Paramount Pictures, you have a lot to work on. You have a lot to work on with the jokes, better timing with that, better editing, better lighting, better cinematography. Uh, yeah, the guy who did the cinematography for Detective Pikachu even said so. So you have a lot to work on from the ground up. You might want to pull a New Mutant and just either put this on Netflix or even Hulu, or just improve on what you can and make up the money you lost from this with like another Mission Impossible movie, because Tom Cruise is going to do that until he's like 99, so whatever. So there's that. And what else I wanted to talk about was that today the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer came out. If you guys saw the trailer online, you know it starts with, I think, about a 15-second introduction from Tom Holland, who is notoriously known for being a spoiler. He started the trailer with saying there's a lot of spoilers coming up for um, Far From Home coming up, a lot of spoilers from Avengers Endgame will be brought up. So if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, they basically said go see that movie first and then come back and watch this. And I just watched a review from uh, what was his name? Andre, the guy who does Black Nerd Comedy. So he made a good point that um, it looks like they're probably giving away too much. And from what I saw in the trailer, it felt like they were giving away a lot. But then I thought about it again, and it looks like this movie is going to be so intertwined with what happened in Endgame that if they were going to make a second trailer and not have any spoilers from Endgame in it, it would just feel like a retread of the first trailer. So I guess they made the decision to, include spoilers, and looks like, from what I'm seeing from this, Spider-Man is once again being used to introduce the concept of a multiverse. We saw this back in December with the Miles Morales movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Uh, yeah. So he is once again, I guess, the mascot for Marvel multiverseism. I have a few thoughts on that. One, we now know how it's possible that they can introduce maybe the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Deadpool. Once you create a multiverse, you have so many different possibilities at this point that, you know, it's like you can basically bring in any franchise that you feel. The problem with that is um, I feel like if they're not careful about how they go about it, it might cheapen what happened in Endgame. Now, actually, not even just in Endgame, in like all the Marvel movies, because every Marvel movie has had some important death happen along the way, or some important event that that you can't go back on. So to me, I just hope that this doesn't cheapen their deaths, that doesn't cheapen what happened in the past, because now you can just bring in, the Steve Rogers from another universe or the Tony Stark from another universe, which, there's a lot of possibilities there, and it's not the same character, but it's that character from a different universe, but still. And the other thing I'm worried about is that by using Spider-Man to introduce the multiverse, you could easily use the third Spider-Man to bring in Miles Morales and basically retell Into the Spider-Verse, but I guess like the live-action MCU version. I'm excited for Miles Morales coming in, but I am so excited for the animated Spider-Verse universe to expand on its own that I'm just worried that this is going to start feeling like clutter. Like, once again, we're going to have Spider-Man overload. And I don't want that. I feel like Spider-Man in the MCU has a chance to tell a bit more grounded Spider-Man stories. And in the animated universe, they'll be able to tell, I guess, like the broader stories. And once start doing the same thing, it starts to feel redundant, and we don't want to do that. We've already experienced redundancy in Spider-Man stuff, like how basically Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 were retreads of the original Spider-Man. So, to wrap this up, uh, once again, Sonic, you have a lot to work on, not just with the trailer editing, but it looks like you have to start from the ground up from the movie, so you just don't look like an action version of Smurfs. And for Spider-Man: Far From Home, you've told us enough, and I have nothing else to say about the marketing material. But I hope that the movie somehow finds a way to make some of the stuff that happened in the past movies more permanent. And I hope in the future they don't just use the multiverse as an easy way out to make anything they want happen. So yeah, that was my video for this week, and thanks for tuning in. Bye.